What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome back to 5-Minute Rants. I'm your host, Michael Abernathy, and welcome back to the show predicated on the journey of life and business. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're getting something out of this along the way. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into this. I want to talk about building and a few things about building. So, part of the process of building is setting goals, and there is no such thing as a goal without a timeline, right? Because then you can't properly measure your goal. You can't properly measure if you failed or if you've succeeded. And it's interesting how oftentimes when we set goals, we will want to avoid actually putting a time frame on it, right? And we actually want to avoid doing that because we are actually afraid of failure. The other thing about building and really setting goals is this. When you start putting together infrastructure in the company, when you start building out goals and things you want to achieve, if you're going to build with the heart to serve, and you're actually going to build predicated on your greater good, you need to create a what you want versus what you don't want list. So as you're building, you need to have a list pretty much broken down to, hey, these are things that we want to come out of this goal, to come out of the project and the work. These are things that we want to accomplish. These are things that we don't want to accomplish. And that list can be broken down. And then that list can be executed against, okay? And so, for example, we have just started building out more of our own marketing in terms of offerings and things like that. And so we went through and we did hey, cool, we want to build out this whole new offering. What do we want the offering to do, right? What do we want the offering to actually produce in terms of the business? And one of the things that we said is we want the offering actually to provide real value tied to real business needs and goals and issues, right? We want to provide real value to the customer. What we don't want to be selfish and to look cool and then just to be some gurus at this thing, and it actually doesn't add value to the customer's life. That's an example of want versus don't want. And if you know one side of that equation, you can figure out the other side. And I think it's very interesting because most of us know one side or the other. And it just requires some thinking to actually go to the other side. And you actually have to have a true opposite in that. Like actually going down technically to, cool, this is what I want. What is the hard other side of this? Versus meeting somewhere in the middle to where it's a neutral, to where it's not really a true want or don't want. If you're able to do a don't want versus want building list, you can break each of those things down. So for instance, cool, we want to give an offering that provides value for clients, right? We want to produce that offering. We want to build that offering. We then can take that and then actually move down and be like, cool, what does value mean for clients? What is valuable? What are the pain points in their lives? What are they concerned about? How do we know what they're concerned about? How do we discover and understand what matters to them versus what doesn't? And then we can begin drafting those out. And so you go through this whole process of how do we actually build this and how do we know what's valuable or not? I think that it's really important to see and understand that this is done in anything in life, right? Like you want to get a new job, right? You're looking to better your life and actually move forward. You want to be in a relationship. Cool, you can make this list for that. What do you want? What do you not want? What do you want out of the relationship? What do you not want out of the relationship? What do you want out of a new job? What do you want out of moving forward? What do you not want? What are the things that you want to avoid? What are the consequences from either decision in either side that you actually want to achieve? And the interesting thing about consequences, when I use that word, most of us, at least for me, I had negative connotations towards that. Like consequences are always bad versus realizing no, consequences are both good and bad. It includes both sides, right? It's simply just that, like, hey, the consequences for my decisions and actions are this, whether they're positive or negative, is totally besides the point. It's just the outcome of the decision and action. And so you can take this I want and I don't want list and apply it anywhere to actually really help you see. So the whole point of this is to have something that's documented to help you see, and then you can actually build according to that document. And again, it starts with that goal, like, hey, what is my main goal? And then next step is breaking down, awesome, when I'm achieving this goal, what are part of the outcomes that we want and what are part of the outcomes that we don't want? And I think it's just super simple and also super important to do in whatever you're doing, because if you don't do this, you're just going to get whatever. Anyways, guys, I'm out of time, so I'll catch you later. Peace.